60?
I'm not okay. I actually don't remember for sure.
No.
Oh,
Oh wow.
They decided to stay on blue.
This did.
Really?
It's their choice, right?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It's their choice.
Well, hopefully there's a plan here for ONIC Esports because their draft in game number 1 just didn't exude any sort of character. Right? It was so safe, it was so textbook, and honestly not even an up-to-date textbook, you know? It was like last year's edition of the textbook. So
it was pre-patch textbook.
yeah.
Pre-patch textbook.
57.14%
okay.
on red.
Lower than I thought.
So exactly, it's not like a guaranteed win. It's not yeah, it's better than 0% on blue, but it's 57. It's like not even passing grade in some schools.
Wait, really?
Yeah, mine was like 72.
72 is... Wait, why specifically 72?
I have... Indonesian schools are weird, man.
That's kind of weird.
Yeah.
50% is like the way to go, but...
Oh.
Among the
Yeah, you
planes
just get
exists
51%.
the
Good, I passed. I don't need to care about this subject anymore.
Never failed.
What's failure?
What's failure?
Failure is what you define it.
Ah, I like that. I like that.
Wow.
So we got wise words from me, wise words from Staffa. Now we're just
Never.
waiting
Yeah,
on...
it's now
Never.
your turn.
Never.
What do you mean?
I'm never say never. Justin Bieber.
He's so wise.
Throw these flashcards right in your face. But anyways, we may not have the graphics for you guys, but one thing is for sure, we can tell you guys exactly what's going on here. There we go.
Oh.
First pick Eve. When Granger's out.
Sir. First pick Yves.
Is that really the like when Harif is still? I
They
mean,
go
yes.
purple. It's a purple draft.
I mean,
that's the trend.
Remember, ONIC are fighting for their lives here.
I do love me some good purple though.
If they lose another, it's going to make it very, very difficult. Then they're also going to have to hope that the other teams lose for them to make it out of group stage.
They are currently at 4 points.
Yeah.
The moment that they lose this one, this will mark their 4th game in, and even if they win their final game, that will only net them a total of, if it's a 2-0, 7 points. That's not gonna get you anywhere.
Yeah, exactly. You're going to have to rely on other teams losing too if you end up losing here. So
Yeah.
the fact that they've gone for maybe game 1. Okay, game 1 we were saying it was safe. Game 2 might be a bit too dangerous. This, I don't know.
But is it dangerous for a good... what's the good reason, or rather, what's the good part of this danger? What are they looking out for?
It's still somewhat alright because Eve as a hero actually enables you to be quite proactive, right? The RWM instantly gives you teamfight control, lets you slow things down, lets you kind of limit movement around the map. And that's something that ONIC Esports can play around. Then they drafted the Phoveus, right, to counter out the Hayabusa and the Harif. But then the Hylos gets let through, and we've already mentioned that this is a hero EVO's Holy likes a lot, and the Glorious Pathway also gives you a way of playing through the death box of the Eve. Then the Moskov, I think, is just comfort, right? Because up until now, I don't actually think we've seen like a very large hero pool from Severo, so ONIC Esports are trying to go kind of in the middle where it's not too safe, but still playing comfort.
Still waters run.
No, I legit thought when they picked up Phoveus, like Phoveus, I was like, all right, so they're going Matilda. They go for the Moskov instead, right? So it's not...
Is it a
like
hero pool issue?
Usually it's a... No way it's a hero pool. You got Sans, Keyboy, and Kyrie in the same team. There is no problem with heroes
for
here.
Severo specifically.
I don't think so. No, I don't think so. I think Severo has shown that he's played Harith before. He's played Moskov before, Granger as well. And Lutpi is pretty flexible. So I don't think hero pool is a problem for any of the ONIC members. But again, I might be wrong. We might not be seeing it.
When you listed that was 3 gold lane heroes.
Well, that was 3 gold lane heroes, but then you see the other, like the Granger's there.
Granger's
too.
banned.
But
Harith is
yeah.
taken.
I don't
If
think
they
the Moskov
don't
is the
pick
only
Moskov
choice.
here-
I don't think Moskov is the only choice against the Harith for Severo.
But then
We've seen
why
him
would
play
they
so many
draft
ways.
this?
Right.
In MDL, in Liga Nacional, there's so many picks he goes for.
That's a Ling ban.
Yeah, at this point.
Interesting.
Wow.
So there's already suspecting possibilities coming out of ONIC here. With the Suyo ban, the Fanny gone, the Ling gone.
I gotta have to look out for something that really baffles our mind when it comes down to the jungle, right? Since the Hayabusa is already taken from the side of EVO's Holy, what is something that would work out for this composition very well? Because right now it kind of seems as though what ONIC Esports want to play is area denial. They want to take control of an area and just completely play that for themselves. What's a jungler that fulfills that role?
Oh, I don't know. I
The
don't know.
safest next meta jungler after all this would be Alpha. Oh, but the Nolan is going to be the choice here for ONIC Esports. I mean, it has good maneuverability, but I'm actually not sure if it's going to be enough here. Gatot with the Eve is actually a good amount of team fight power. It actually enables ONIC to fight 5v5 against Evos better than they will with the Hylos Badang. Then we see the Valentina being picked up as the final pick, and that means that Evos will also have an RWM to play with.
What do you guys think? With this final pick, Nolan, Gatokacha?
The only questionable pick for me for Evos is Badang, because again, I'm a Badang Roam hater, man. But
It is Roam Badang.
it is Roam Badang. It's currently a horrible win rate for Roam, guys. It's amazing for XP. I thought again they could swap that out. You know, they have a Hylos and Badang. But yeah, other than that, I like Evos. Let's see what ONIC can do. Maybe they surprise us.
Maybe this time we'll be able to see something a little bit different when it comes down to the Badang Roam. Notoriously bad win streak or notoriously bad record as the Roma here in Stream A. This time, do note match point in favor for EVOS Holy.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to see whether ONIC's dangerous and very unorthodox draft can get them a win against EVOS Holy, still fighting for their lives in Group B, the group of death according to most people as they watch SPS. Let's get into the land of Dawn for this one.
Even if the draft is a little bit more unorthodox, I prefer ONIC going for this rather than just like playing it slow and safe, because that's what ended up losing them game number 1. So sometimes you gotta be willing to be a gambling man when you are in a tournament like this, and ONIC Esports have decided to put it all on the line with a slight mixture of proactiveness and comfort in their hero pickups. I don't think there's anything too unusual in terms of the emblems as well. And I think that the heroes they have this time will give ONIC a bit more tools to work with, especially towards that early mid-game.
Again, when it comes to clear, I guess for the Gatokacha plus Eve combination, you will not lose out. You're going to have proper wave clear, actually, way more than the Valentina, obviously, and also the Badang in the early game, right? So for EVOS Holy, technically, Badang needs to scale up for the power spike. We've also heard from Ogwen, the guy who's defended this pick, that you need to wait for the power spike. Oh, the taunt! Albert gets away with the quad shadow. Barely. Deposit terrifies them away. Still gets poked by Sans, but for Albert, he's all good. Can go back to his own jungle and clear some camps out.
Yeah, EVOS Holy actually have to be a bit wary here. Their mid-trio is actually weaker than ONIC's mid-trio, right? Like you already mentioned, Gatot Eve have higher wave clear, and then Nolan has a little bit more damage pressure early on compared to a Hayabusa. Speaking of, Albert took even more poke, so he has to recall now. This is a very important timing for ONIC Esports, actually. They will 100% have mid-priority. This allows them to rotate to the side lanes more quickly and start getting advantages as well as turtles.
Okay, hovering over, doesn't have level 4. ONIC definitely with more prio have control of the turtle. Kyrie picks up the turtle, secures it. No contest for Evos, no trades on the board either.
Yeah, this is exactly how it should go for ONIC. I think it's very smart of Evos not to contest, especially since Albert was already sent home. It's very unlikely they're going to be able to steal that away anyway. So play it safe. I wouldn't be surprised if we start seeing Evos play a little bit more for their gold lane, just to try and accelerate Erlan's farm, since we know that they're going to have a bit of a hard time setting things up otherwise, since Badang Roam takes a while to get going.
And for Key, still waiting on level 4, actually hasn't hit it. So, yeah, maybe Evos have taken notes on, the Badang Roam, adapting to the style, waiting for Thunderbelt, waiting for maybe the Oracle to start fighting, start brawling out. It's actually quite impressive that Evos, despite dropping first turtle, not contesting for it, not trading for it, are still level in gold. It's just a 100 gold lead for ONIC, still kind of an irrelevant gold lead at this point of the game. And it's not bad for the scaling nature of some of the heroes for EVOS.
Yeah, absolutely fine right now for EVOS Holy. They are willing to play it a bit slowly, right? We know that Harith and Valentina both need items to really come online. Even Albert ideally wants 1 or 2 before he can start executing people. So taking this slowly is absolutely in their best interest, especially... Oh,
that was going to be caught. Kyrie jumps in with the RWM, immobilizing him. It was a free kill for Kyrie.
Yep, and this is exactly what ONIC needs to continue doing. Racking up kills on this Nolan, and they're continuing to try to do that.
Revitalize for Reggie. Should be able to escape, and does so. Now, Albert on the purple buff. Keyboy charging up the taunt. Doesn't decide to go for it. Evo's got back up, and Albert will be able to secure this purple buff without any problems.
EVOS is largely going to be sticking to their half of the map for this game. So it's up to ONIC to see how much they can make them uncomfortable. Continue invading, continue pressuring.
Phobius for the pursuit now. Fist crack coming down. Lutpi gonna be caught on the bad spot. Still some on-force already for Erlan. AOG into the back. Oh my goodness, Keyboy doesn't land on anyone there. Lutpi jumping in for the pursuit. The resets! Lutpi slayed before he can finally get the last shot to Key. But Kyrie finishes him off. Sans and Severo. That's a Spear of Misery deficit. Going back and forth, dodging away from the drops of the RWM. And it's a winning fight for ONIC.
Yeah, beautifully played there. ONIC knows they are the ones with the tools. They know they have to be proactive. So even though it started out a bit slow, because Reggie was able to survive a lot of the initial burst, I think Lutpi was able to do exactly what his team needed him to do, distract 2 or 3 members in the back. Erlan literally could not take him out until he was down to 10% HP, and by then, Severo could Spear of Destruction into the backline and continue the pickoff. This now gives ONIC Esports a 2k gold lead 5 minutes in, a really good start. If they can continue growing this and slowing down Erlan, then EVO's Holy will find themselves in a really tricky spot.
No, it's a great spot for ONIC Esports. 2,000 gold lead with a composition with Yves and Moskov. So, in a way, when we were talking about the scaling of EVO's Holy with the Badang, with maybe even the Harith, ONIC Esports can play the similar long game too, right? Like, if you want to scale, we can scale as well, and then maybe in the mid game, it'll be a bit more 50-50. But so far, Savero's been farming really well. He's ahead in XP even against Erlan. I think the gold advantage for Severo is at 400 now, which is, again, solid for the Moskov-Harith matchup.
Yeah, it's largely due to the 2 assists he was able to get through that Spear of Destruction play earlier, and because of that, it has accelerated him a little bit more. Both goal laners do only have 1 item complete so far. Severo is very close to finishing his next one, so that's going to be a nice bit of extra damage for ONIC Esports to play around. Continuously though, the biggest threat that EVOS will have to worry about is going to be this Nolan. Kyrie is currently 2-0. His team is perfectly setting up for him and basically slowing down the enemy. As we mentioned, Hadang early game doesn't have enough pressure to actually stop the enemy from chasing them in this way.
For ONIC, they're just waiting for the turtle. Kyrie has a 1,000 gold lead against Albert. So Albert actually going into the bottom lane, go for 1v1. Shadow kill, Kyrie stands at the bush. Good move there. Dispersing the shadow kill damage to the minions.
The less kills you can give to a Hayabusa, the more uncomfortable he becomes. And Albert right now is sitting on a 0-0-0 KDA. Not really where you want to be on this type of hero. Now the next turtle going to be contested. Key already spotted out.
For the pursuit again from Lutpi. Reggie pops in Glorious Pathway and Revitalize. Erlan walks in. Retribution on point for Kyrie. They all fall under the real world manipulation. For the pursuit again, Lutpi going in SOD. Whips there. AOG deficit forced to flicker. Key falling to the hands of Kyrie in enemy lines, and Kyrie wants more. Erlan's next to the chopping block. Albert still waiting. The purple buff looking for a shadow kill comes in. Severo pins Erlan to the wall. The taunt from Keyboy finds Albert, and ONIC Esports take 4-0.
Yeah, I think EVOS made a bit of a missed call there by trying to actually contest the 5v5. They already should know at this point. They just don't actually have the damage to be able to directly duel ONIC Esports. And when they already lost the members, they found themselves in a situation where they could no longer disengage because they committed Glorious Pathway and RWM aggressively. So ONIC could just continue chasing them down into their jungle. Things were a little bit dicey for EVOS before this, but now things are dire. As ONIC is continuing building up that gold lead, Kyrie, Sans, and Severo all have not died yet, so the farm on all 3 cores is going to be snowballing out of control.
For Severo, he's very, very safe here. Oh. That's actually some on-force over forward. Erlan gets caught again, taunted. RWM takes him out. In the back, oh, Sans flickers onto the shadow kill. Key now caught in under the turret. Albert quad shadows back towards Kyrie's hands. It's a mega kill for Kyrie, and now it's Lutpi and Kai chasing the horse down all the way back to base.
Bit of a failure to adjust here. EVOS is still trying to get some kind of advantage wherever they can by getting kills, but they're not able to open the map. They don't have vision to play around with. They were hoping that the rest of ONIC were pushing the rest of the map, but no, they were still gathered around the bot side and instantly punished EVOS for overcommitting. You gotta realize there is an RWM and an AOG on the ONIC esports side. If you commit too hard, it's so easy for them to cut you off, and Erlan was already just bursted down to 0 at the very beginning. Couldn't even use the Purify because there would be no point.
So all this time, EVOS have tried to contest the neutral objective. Now they decide maybe the gold lead is a bit too big. Key still stands there, gets taunted, puts down. Okay, Key just gets picked off. ONIC find a pick on top of the Lord, making it a double value play. Kairi also now just utilizing that pressure to steal the orange buff away from EVOS. And now it is all yellow on the map.
I think we are getting even more proof of why we just don't really like the Badang role very much. This is a very important position for setting the pace on the map. And Badang just doesn't match up to other frontliners in the early game. You really gotta hit that 2 to 3 item power spike before it becomes a true problem, and that's more than enough time for a team to take complete control of the map, the same way that ONIC has done now. Even the Wishing Lantern for Sans, because he knows he can play aggressively for just straight up DPS. 10 minutes in, and the kill score is 13-2, and Erlan nearly dying just through the puncture spears of Severo.
Severo doing really good on this pick here. 13-2 it is right now. 10 minutes in. ONIC Esports looking to siege down the base turret. Again, the poke, the siege potential of a Moskov and a Yves is phenomenal. You can see the constant poke over the Deposit. Glorious Pathway gets laid down, but it's only a mid-turret taken by ONIC instead. Another turret falls down below. That is 2. Melfic gunner in for Severo. Again, jumps in forward. RWM there. Erlan jumping back and forth. Purifies out of the way, but the base is quite open. Deposit is still able to find a kill onto Keyboy, and EVOS stay alive. Oh, it's fist crack from Key on 2 members. Sans flickering out, and now it's the turnaround from Severo. Able to get 2, and that's the unstoppable for Kairi. A quicker response from ONIC.
The lead is just way too big for ONIC Esports at this point. It is very easy for them to just survive anything that EVOS Holy could throw at them. And now it looks like we're going to be getting a game number 3.